This is Elizabeth Restaurant, and I'm Iliana Regan. This is my restaurant project, what I was kind of working towards the entire time.
The entire time of what?
My life. At first, I didn't really know what it was gonna look like, other than I knew I wanted it to incorporate the things that I love, which is, doing gardening or being local or foraging. I did a lot of my own growing and a lot of my own foraging, and in the summer, 90% of all my garnishes were homegrown, and a lot of my herbs were. And in my head, I get kind of enclosed in my little circle of myself, and I think, wasn't everybody doing this? But then I realize when I'm interacting with the public that the things that I'm doing that I just, that I do naturally because I grew up doing them or grew up on the farm, so we had a little garden. Those things that were a part of me were the things that really stood out to people. These are the pickled mulberries from Carmen Street.
Carmen Street?
Yeah, those ones are from right outside of my neighborhood. This is from the Forest Preserve. This is the Queen Anne's Lace fruit jelly. So it's right before it goes to seed. It has this beautiful green pod, essentially. This is all I pulled out of my garden this morning. That's just oxalis. Here's nasturtium flowers. I got a variety of all the different colors that were blooming right now. I have a lot of red ones. And I have this one that I think is really gorgeous. Alrighty. So the terrarium, which will eventually hang, is it's malt flour, 00 flour, sugar, salt, almond flour, hazelnut flour. I put Earl Grey tea. I think that's it. So it really is like a terrarium. I don't have any little plastic deers though.
Why is that so important to you? What do you get out of foraging?
Oh God, I don't know. I just find it fascinating. I mean, there's for me in the mushroom foraging, which I did with my grandfather and my father, and it just has this kind of nostalgic thing, just like people have different traditions in their family that they really love, and it makes them feel like, I don't know, for me it gives me that little kid safe feeling. It's fun and safe and love and all these great things that I think of. I can't think of another word, and this may sound cheesy, but just romantic, to be in the forest with a basket and collecting mushrooms. In the spring, I harvested the spruce shoots. So when they first come out and they're really soft and palatable, actually. I harvested a lot of them and juiced them. And then I mixed the juice, which I froze, with pine, forest floor pine that I turned into a tea. And then also when I was collecting the pine, I collected quite a bit of sassafras. So I took the fresh sassafras leaves. You can't say that 10 times fast. Fresh sassafras. So I collected the leaves and I made an ice cream. So in sassafras is, as you may or may not know, the main component in root beer, right?
So this is a root beer float?
Yeah, kind of. This is the maitake mushroom tea. This was one of the most popular items, I'd say, that was on the One Sister. Well, there was quite a few, but this is one of my favorites. There's a cocoa nib and chamomile pill in there, and then I pour the tea over and the pill melts, and then it just slightly infuses it with a touch of the cocoa nib and chamomile. Sometimes we can give it a little nudge to make sure it's all in there. I have a lot of guests who come back and they come to the restaurant and they came to my underground dining and they would come every season. And so I thought that this was a really fun way to kind of play on that Alice in Wonderland theme that I like these, this tea party, these tables in the middle of the woods, right? That's like something that, I don't know, I would die and go to heaven if I was walking through the woods and there was a tea party right there waiting. So